Morse code coming in somewhere?
It is, yeah, it's mine, yeah, it's my phone.
Oh, right, okay.
It's probably about, is it about 12:30 now? My wife always goes out for a little walk at work.
Okay.
And she always rings me.
All right. Do you need to catch it? Do you need to take
No, it's
it?
fine. Yeah, always just be as quick as hello, that'll always be.
Okay.
We've been married, or been together 35 years.
Okay.
And I love her just as much today as I did when I first met her, even more so.
Yeah, I'm on safety call.
Mainland traffic, Alpha Yankee Echo Hotel rolling, mainland traffic.
Okay.
Yep.
Happy?
All good.
Lift the tail up, aim for the trees, down the centre of the runway. That, I only did that to show you.
Yeah, it's fine.
Climb out at 70. And I'm still aiming for those trees.
Uh-huh. You keep your fuel pump on all the time?
Up to 1,000. 600-700 feet a minute.
Yeah, she's quite sprightly, really.
And I mean, she'll do that sometimes with 3 up as well.
Wow.
You know. Now, I'll show you a couple of things that are relevant to Nayland. First thing I'll do, just check that nothing's happening at Wormingford. I'm going to go back down the A12 for a while.
Is that Aberton Reservoir there?
Over there, yeah. Yeah. Did you pick up the video which I said showed Lancaster's practicing?
Yes, I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
I didn't realise they did that there.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to come left. You would normally follow the road on the right hand side.
Yes.
Okay, and I appreciate that, and I wouldn't want to confuse anybody who's watching. But in order for you to see, then I'll put you this side of it.
Yeah.
Okay? But I suppose I haven't done the proper job because I haven't introduced you to the viewers. So Ian put a comment on one of my videos saying how we would like to come up and have a look at the setup and perhaps have a fly around. So on that particular day I was cutting grass, so you had a trip with John, didn't you, in the sleeper?
Very nice too.
And this is just a few days later, and I've said, well, come up because I'm about to fly. So you hopped in your car, you put your washing out first,
I did.
and then you hopped in the car in, what was it, about an hour and a half?
Yeah, it was about an hour and 15.
Okay.
Not too bad.
Right, well, if you follow the A12 round, every road goes over the top of the A12,
Yeah.
apart from the one that we're coming up to now.
Ah.
You see where that lorry is?
Yeah.
Well, that then goes through some trees,
Yes.
and then that goes under the road.
It does.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then if I turn, this is the road,
Yeah, I'm with you.
and you'll see just below the horizon, can you see the path on the side of the airfield? There's a zigzag.
I can see it from here, yeah. I can see it very well.
So that's the airfield.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah. Perfect.
that's another one of our little
Yeah.
our little reminders. But I thought about the cloud base and then looked up there and
And then, is that 20,000 feet?
not an issue. You've probably heard me talk about this gauge. If it drops into the yellow, you're getting into the icing.
Yes.
So that's a pull out of the
It's
hot
like
air,
it's coming out of it
and you'll
already.
notice that it is very quick to respond.
Yeah. Because that's measuring the temperature, isn't it?
Sorry?
That's measuring the temperature.
Yeah, that's the temperature at the base of the spider. Okay, and there's still times when I will check it because I feel I need to check it rather than the gauge tells me to check it.
Yeah.
What I will do in a moment is I'll hand it all over to you,
Okay.
and then you can have a feel for you know how you feel it yourself. They all fly slightly differently.
Oh yeah. Yeah. John's is the bonnet on his is you think it's level, but it's not. It's pointing down. I guess it aids for taxiing, and it gives you a perception that you can very easily put it nose high without realising it.
Well, it's actually the same for this. You'll notice that when you get to 1500, you've actually got to put the nose down quite a bit.
Yeah.
I certainly noticed it when I moved from the Nord, but the trouble is I'd flown the Nord for 900 odd hours, and you just get fixed on one type.
Of course.
Okay, throttle can come back now a little bit. So yeah, bring the throttle back. Bring it back to about 23. You know, it's sort of 4 fingers.
Yeah. Lovely. And take it for a turn.
Yeah, whatever, you know.
And then turn to the right.
Yep. I think actually the visibility isn't so good this way.
No, it's not, is it? Go away to the left.
So as well as the basic bubble, there's a bubble that sits in the EPIS,
Oh yeah, just in that.
and you've got your rate 1 turns marked on the top there.
Oh yeah.
If you wanted to go down and have a look at Harwich, you could have a look at Harwich.
Yeah, what on it?
The only thing you've got to be mindful of, we're high, so it's not a problem, is that there is a farm strip at Great Oakley,
Oh yeah.
which we're coming fairly close to, but I'll point it out in a while.
Okay.
Great Oakley, one of the strips is dead in front of us. Can you see it? It's
Yes.
cut into the
Yeah,
grass.
yeah. Yes, I can.
Yeah. So I'd be tempted to come left a little bit.
Okay. Is that a micro light?
No, it's another farm strip, very much like ours.
Oh right.
Yeah.
What's the landing fee there?
£10, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
PPR?
Yeah, I mean, I would make this point to the camera that most farm strips you've got to treat as being PPR,
Yeah.
just in case there's restrictions. You see, there's restrictions for us at Neyland. I know I've told you this, but I will just tell the camera that we're only allowed 10 takeoffs in any one day and 5 in any 1 hour. So we need people to phone ahead just to make sure that, they've got a takeoff slot to take off.
Yeah, of course.
And then the other thing, on a Sunday, we haven't got to take off before 10 o'clock in the morning and nothing after 2. So if somebody arrives just before 2 on a Sunday, then they can't take off after 2.
Yeah. Like you say, it's best to ring first.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I have contacted Skydemon to ask them to remove the eastern runway from the plate, because there is a High Court injunction on that runway, so we're not allowed to use it. But it does feature on their plate and lots of the other information and guides.
Where's your car peak, Tim?
Carpet, yeah, there we are.
That one there, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you go abroad much? Do you go across the channel?
last year we did France and Belgium quite a bit.
Yeah.
Our favourite, and you probably picked this one up from the videos, but our favourite is Santa Mare.
Yeah.
And that's really nice.
That's only, what, 20 miles inside?
Yeah. I mean...
Is that a good one to go to? I mean,
oh yeah.
I've always been to like 2K, Calais, Ostend.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I find the 2K very busy and very expensive.
Yeah.
Because it's a €30, whereas Calais is €10, and suits us fine.
But Santa Mare, can you go directly there? Can you land there for customs, or is it best to go to Calais and then on?
No, you have to go in through Calais on the 2K.
Right.
And then you have to give British Border Force 4 hours notice before you come back. We don't have to land at Southend or anywhere like that. We can land back at Neyland,
Yeah.
but we have to give them 4 hours notice that that's what we're going to do.
So would you you give them notice as soon as you arrive, or?
Well, I mean, sometimes we have in the past actually made the request a couple of days beforehand.
Right.
You know, when you know roughly what it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, no, there is one small coaster in Parkston. One of the Trinity House boats in... I will try seeing if this will pick up a count, but it is going to be a bit hazy.
Yeah,
But you got one of the Trinity House boats in at Parkston, and not that much over there at Felixstowe.
Yeah.
So if you want to head where you are until you get to the other side,
Okay.
and then turn left and follow the river up the other side there.
It's a view that you wouldn't normally see, would you?
Oh,
It's a privilege.
yeah. I've always said that I'm just so lucky to be able to do what I do. My fascination when I'm here is looking as a geography teacher, is looking at the landmarks, etc.
Yeah.
That's what I like. That's what I like doing. But come round and then you can have a look at the top of the docks. It also means that you're flying my camera for me, you see.
Yeah, it's fine. Amazing, isn't it? It's amazing.
Yeah, keep coming round. Yeah, keep coming left.
Okay.
Because as I say, I'm talking about the camera more than anything else. Okay, that'll be fine. If you carry on at this heading,
Okay.
just coming out of the mist now, you can see the Orwell Bridge.
I can see it, yes.
So if you fly up to the Orwell Bridge and then just turn inside it,
Okay.
that will give you a rough heading back towards Neyland.
Okay.
That's interesting. That looks like a war cemetery, the way that it's set up.
Wow.
I'll have to
Spin
research
round.
that one.
All right, yeah.
So actually, come to think about it, you're the first person to fly in that seat since it was repaired.
All right.
Because you know that it broke and we had it repaired,
Yes.
but although they did a good job on repairing it, the angle was too raked back.
Yes.
So I then took it back to the company, who then put it on I put a template against my seat, and then therefore they redid that, and Karen and I reupholstered. I know a lot of people said that, how clever it was for us to do it. Well, actually, we didn't do anything other than put it back together. Phil, who actually did the upholstery, all the credit goes to him. because he was the one that had sewn up the envelopes that went over the frame. It was just a matter of us literally putting it all back together. But how does it feel?
Very comfortable.
Okay.
Very natural, very comfortable.
I mean, if you turn so you can have a look at the bridge.
Yep, okay. To the right, man, to the right, yeah.
Because I did my training over there at Ipswich.
Ah, did you? I remember Ipswich. I used to fly to Ipswich.
Yeah.
And they used to do a lot of parachuting there.
Yeah.
And I remember one day I went on a solo cross country, and I was heading towards Ipswich. Lovely afternoon, beautiful weather.
Yeah.
And I just see all these parachutes everywhere.
Yeah.
And I thought, no. And I turned around and went back.
Yeah. Contact 2 ahead.
Oh, you got it. You no idea what they are?
I don't know. Look like a pair, don't they?
Yeah. They're heading towards South End.
Yeah, unless they're going to Oakley. Okay, so you can use Sky Demon.
Yep.
Alright, which will give you a clue. So I always use that or the map or whatever to give me a line. As far as I'm concerned, your reference is that piece of rape field,
Yep.
which is more or less where we need to go. It'll do the job for a while.
Yep.
That's another old wartime field at Raiden.
Ah, yeah. So from the air you actually see the layout, can't you?
Yeah.
Leyland traffic over for Yankee Echo Hotel is in the overhead, Leyland traffic.
Aim towards, vaguely towards those two reservoirs.
Okay. And what do you want to do? 1,000 feet?
1,000 foot, yeah. Okay, now turn left, and you'll notice two more reservoirs.
So that, yeah.
There is another strip which isn't used very often running across in front of us. If there was anybody else about, I would be calling downwind now.
Yeah.
But the fact that there isn't, you know, I've made that call. So come left, so you're aiming for the reservoir. We're now looking for a left turn before we get to there, so come left. And before you get to the building site, which is where the greenhouses used to be, notice there's a church to the left of it.
Yes.
Aim for the little church.
Okay.
You need to bring the power back, the speed back. Lift the nose up. I need to be in the white arc, which means we need to be less than 80. Okay. Now pull the air brake up, which is on there. Give it a big tug. And then if you need to change the trim, you can change the trim.
Yes, fine.
Okay. I'm just keeping an eye out for the turn. Do you mind if I take over from now? If you want to follow me through, you're welcome to. But what I am going to do is I'm just going to, because we're coming down quite a lot, I should just shorten the turn a little bit. Always look right there now just to make sure that nobody's on a longer final. Notice when I cut it, I didn't cut right the way down to the bottom, because we actually said we never ever use right to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
So that 70 has become 60. There's an interesting curl over on this, when in this direction. Every landing is always different, but you can get some idea. And when you get an easterly, it just sometimes curls over and dumps you a bit. it can drop you because the air curls round over the top of the hill,
Yeah.
and then it will just sort of put you down. I'll leave it here. We'll have lunch.
That was fantastic, Tim. Thank you
Well,
very much.
yeah, that was not a particularly good
Oh,
landing.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Put a brake on.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Give you a little
bring
bit